Hey folks, hopefully this is working. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous evening here, May evening. Happy Mother's Day to everyone celebrating. Um, and Linda Alexander, I saw you post already, and we've got folks jumping on. So this is our Sunday Sipper Club, and unfortunately, our guest, Mary Ewing Mulligan, who is the first woman in America, the United States, to earn the designation of Master of Wine, injured her back severely yesterday, and is out of commission for at least 3 to 4 days. She can't maintain any one posture. I'm so sorry to hear that. So we're going to try to reschedule her as soon as possible, as soon as she's feeling better, of course, and we'll have her back on the show. But due to the last minute cancellation, I, of course, was not able to line up a new guest. So you just got me tonight, but we'll have open mic night tonight, in that we can talk about anything wine-wise, ask me any question you would like about wine, recount any memorable wine trips you've taken, a special bottle or pairing that you've discovered lately. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. So, Lori Kilmartin, hey, Lori, glad you're here. Andrea Shapiro, sorry to hear Mary's under the weather. Yes, feel better, Mary. Our good wishes are with you. Christian Marcoux is here. Good day to you, Christian. And Linda Alexander, good evening to you, Linda. So guys, it's just us. This might be a shorter session than usual, but I'm just curious, for those who have joined us already, what has been your wine discovery this week or this month? For me, I'm drinking the Whispering Angel. Now, I know this rosé is, some would say, overpriced at $30, but it is so good. People love to beat up on an expensive wine, especially a $30 rosé, which seems like an oxymoron, but it is so lovely, and I'm treating myself because it's Mother's Day. But what have you guys discovered? I would love to know. This should be fun. Okay, I'm focused all on you guys tonight. No guest to distract us. Oh, I just told you, Lori. Yep, gotcha. What are you drinking, Lori, for Mother's Day? What else have I discovered? So I went on a rosé tangent this week in the liquor store. I bought the Tavel rosé, Chateau de Caria. Beautiful, beautiful dry rosé from the southern region of Rhone. And I should say I'm off script here tonight, so I'm not following any guidance. I don't even have proper lighting set up. I just thought I'd make this fun and casual. But you are joining us here. If you're just tuning in, we meet every week, Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern, Toronto, New York time, to talk to the most interesting people in the world of wine, except tonight, because I'm not talking to myself. Well, I am a little bit. But we usually interview all kinds of interesting people. And let's see, what is next week? Next week is Victoria Day weekend. So I'm taking a holiday because I've learned that the participation in show turnout is usually lower, and we all need a break, right? So we will be back the weekend after that on the 27th of May with Sue-Ann Staff, who was named Vintner of the Year by Cuvée, the annual awards in Niagara. Plus, she's got the Fancy Farm Girl line, which is just blowing out the barn doors on a successful market launch. She's young and dynamic and really smart. So she'll be May 27th. June 3rd is a writer, Kevin Begos from New York. He is, oh gosh, all kinds of writing fellowships, but he just wrote a book on the fascinating origins of wine, going back to ancient history. June 10th is Gina Gallo. Yes, that Gina Gallo from California, the California winemaking dynasty. So she'll be on. Hello, Lori Sweet. Hello. Lori Kilmartin, you're treating yourself to a Franciacorta today as well. Excellent. Lovely. Let's see, that's June 10th. I'm trying to remember this far out. We've got a lot of guests lined up, really good ones for you. But if you're just joining us tonight, Mary Ewing Mulligan, the Master of Wine, she injured her back yesterday quite severely. So we'll reschedule her when she's feeling better. But tonight is just open mic night. Ask me anything about wine. Share your own experiences and latest wine discoveries. Thank you, Lori. Tell us how you came to write your books. Well, it was kind of a natural progression in that first I developed a passion for wine, and then I took the sommelier courses at Algonquin, not with an eye toward writing. But then I went on maternity leave, and I was in high tech. And so I pitched an article to a local publication. At the time, Loblaws had a very high-end, fancy, glossy food magazine called President's Choice. I pitched that, secured that, and it became a regular column. Then I just cold called and pitched other publications like the National Post and all kinds of other magazines and newspapers and just got in. I had no contacts, but I loved it. And at the end of my maternity leave, I decided not to go back to high tech. So I kept writing about wine. Welcome, Stephen Andrews and Anne McLean. Good to see you all. Lori's asked how I got started with writing the books. So it just became a natural progression from writing columns about wine and online to expanding the narrative and eventually going long form. And I just had a golden opportunity with Random House. Random House, of course, owns all kinds of imprints like Doubleday and Knopf and Vintage and Viking. And so I was with Doubleday. Excellent, excellent team. Published 2 books and went from there. I'm working on a 3rd one. Can't reveal much yet. It's probably a year out before I even get them a finished manuscript, but stay tuned. So what wines are you guys enjoying tonight? As I said, I've got Whispering Angel Rosé because of the weather. It's gorgeous. I hope it's gorgeous where everyone's tuning in from. 22 degrees, sunny. The sky is so blue. The field is so green. It's lovely. Lori says, interesting. Our oldest daughter works for Loblaws, Public Relations Communications Corporate Office. That's who I used to work with, Lori. It was their communications office that published this magazine. I respected them so much. The quality of the publication, the photos, the editorial, it really gave me a great introduction to writing about wine. Gustavo de Vesas. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Gustavo. Welcome and hello from Portugal. I love this. I love how we're all connected from everywhere. What's in your glass, Gustavo? And Francis? Hey, hello from beautiful Ottawa. Now, I should know or learn to pronounce your name, Francis. Firma Kujwich. Can you give me a pronunciation guide, Francis? But hello from Ottawa. Stephen Andrews, I believe, is in Waterloo. Who does the writing for the Vintages magazine bi-weekly? So that's a team at the LCBO head office, headed up by Douglas Webster. There's probably, I don't know for sure, but there's at least 4 to 6 different researchers and writers. And they go out and scour the internet and print publications looking for reviews for the wines that are about to be released. They do this 2 to 3 months beforehand. And the LCBO, like any other liquor store, loves every wine it sells. So what it's looking for are the most positive reviews from known critics. So if you've got a 89 or a 90 and 92 and from equally known critics, they're going to go with the 92. So those reviews are gleaned from the internet and from print publications. And then beyond that, that team is writing different pieces of editorial. I am noticing that the Vintages magazine is going more toward a magazine, not just a catalog of wine listings. And I think they do commission ghostwriters to write some of the blurbs, like when they're doing a feature on Burgundy, say, and they're talking about the land and the climate and so on. It could be all the Vintages team. I'm not sure, because they sure do know how to write about wine. Paul Hollander and Patty, presumably, join us from Virginia. Thank you, Paul. Happy Mother's Day to everyone here who's everybody's probably celebrating one way or another. We all got to this planet one way or another. My mother's online here tonight, Anne McLean. Thank you, Mommy. Lori Kilmartin says, I am getting ready to head to Italy. Woohoo! As you know, on Tuesday. I can't believe your trip is already happening, Lori. Can't wait. 3 days of wine tours from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. with the consortium. Yes, it will be interesting to see which wines they have and what's in the LCBO and the pricing and so on. Lise Gagne Charret, hello, Miss Natalie. Hello, Miss Lise. Miss Lise, you celebrated a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. I wished you that yesterday, but happy again. Gustavo, enjoying a glass of Graham's 30-year-old Tawny Port. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Oh, I love Tawny Port. Everyone says, you know, oh, if you're sophisticated, you should like vintage port, but Tawny is always my favorite. I think it's because I love caramel, toffee, toasted almond, the characteristics more of Tawny than vintage. Andrea Shapiro is here, and she's enjoying a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, Spy Valley. That's a popular one, Andrea. So, guys, is anyone fired up the barbecue yet? I'm so tempted tonight. I always have dinner after this and after the course tasting. But it's so beautiful out there. We were planting cedars today, or I should say Miles, my partner, was planting cedars. He put them in these really beautiful planters. The decks are looking so good. I just want to get out there. I don't want to fry in the sun, but I can't wait to start barbecuing. I can smell the smoke. I really can. Christian Marcoux is opening a gray, do you say that gray whack or gray wacky? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Pinot Noir from New Zealand, which is superb. And Rick Dalderis is here, and for his birthday last month, he went deep into his cellar and enjoyed a 1986 Chateau Mouton Rothschild. Rick, where do you live, and when can we come over? Lise Cheray says she tried a white port with tonic and citrus, and it's the bomb. You betcha. So for book number 2, I went to Portugal, and I will never forget sitting out in the veranda of, it was Sandman's Port, and they've got these salted toasted almonds, white port, ice cubes, and tonic. So it's on the rocks, but with a bit of a mixer. And it's white port is dry, at least as I know it. I'm not sure. I don't think they make a sweet version. But it is the ultimate pre-dinner palate cleanser. Even though it's port and it's fortified, it's just so beautiful, so snappy, so zippy. And then you put some toasted almonds with it, you're done. Ooh, you need a copy of these books signed. Yes. Email me, Lise. Absolutely. So what else is new? Sounds delicious. Yes, Andrea. Frances, just back from a girls' getaway in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Yum, visited 16 wineries. Now that is a serious getaway. Wow, you guys are busy. How many wineries a day did you visit, Frances? That's amazing. I want to get to Niagara, and I keep debating and hemming and hawing about going to Niagara in late July for the, IC4, the International Cool Climate Chardonnay Celebration. I get all the words mixed up, but it sounds like, I know it's a great wine festival, all about cool climate Chardonnay. They have tastings and events and galas and all kinds of things. Has anybody been to IC4 in Niagara? I'd love to hear from you. Lori Sweet says she is enjoying Carlo Estates in Prince Edward County. She's just commenting that they make an excellent white port. Absolutely. She puts it in quote marks, justifiably so. I think port is a sort of trademarked, copyrighted term for wines only from Portugal. But yeah, you're right, Lori. Have I been to Prince Edward County lately? No, I have not. I have got to go to both Niagara and Prince Edward County. It has been way too long. Of course, my favorite wineries are the usual suspects: Norm Hardy, Rose Hall Run. There's just so many. Now I'm naming off Prince Edward County. But before the comments slip away, Frances says she was there for a week. You paced yourselves. Well, congrats. Were there any wineries that really stood out for you, Frances? Sam has joined us from BC. Hello, Sam. Good fortune to taste a flight of Little Engine Chardonnays from the Naramata Bench yesterday. Look out, Montrachet. Woo, that's awesome. Tell us more about the Naramata Bench, Sam. Maybe locate it for us, and does it have a distinctive style? Lise, I want to go to Finger Lakes after Niagara. Double whammy. Absolutely. And Lise has had the Carlo White Port. So yeah, I really need to get back to some of these wine regions. It's been far, far, far too long. I want to take my partner Miles and go there and just relax, like not schedule any visits, wear a wig, not tell anybody I'm there. But I would love to go because, you know, the thing about wine country is that they have some great restaurants, beautiful countryside, of course, and you're often near bodies of water, which I love. I love going up to Prince Edward County and going to walk on the Sandbanks Beach. There's a long, flat part of it. There's not just the dunes, but the long beach. It just calms me down to be close to water. Maybe because I'm from Nova Scotia, so I guess that's what works. Patty, Paul says, Patty and I are on the porch with steamed shrimp and grilled asparagus. Ooh. Enjoying a 2016 Carlos Ceres Vieira Tempranillo Blanco. Wow, I've not tried that. So I'm thinking that's a Spanish wine. Tell us more, Paul. Lori, I wasn't overly impressed with Finger Lakes Wineries, Lee's. A few good ones, some nice golf courses. All right. Lee says, get Miles to rent an RV. Not over my dead body. Lise, I'm not going camping. Shh, don't tell him that. Lori Sweet, we are doing an overnight at Huff Estates. You should put that on your list. Absolutely. I have stayed at Huff Estates. Lovely, fresh inn, beautiful for lunch on the patio with lobster sandwiches and great wines. Their Riesling is the bomb, Lori. You've got to try it. Francis, I love Councilman, visited Culinary with Ripasso wines, Reef, etc. Stopped at Henry of Pelham on the way. Loved the Speck Family Reserve Baco. Isn't it great? And wow, now, okay, you guys are commenting so fast now. Okay, so Stephen Andrews says, IC4, 63 winemakers, 10 countries, and more. Are you going, Stephen? Barb McDonald, hello. Nova Scotia has some good wineries in the valley. Absolutely, Barb. I'm a Nova Scotia girl. I grew up in Nova Scotia, just outside of Halifax. Went to Mount St. Vincent University. I'm going back in June, going home. And I cannot wait because I'm going to visit a few wineries incognito. But yeah. So Barb, where are you located? Lise, I know that you hate that. That was a joke. You know I hate camping. Good. Okay. I need little emojis to know what you're when you're serious, Lise. Rick Deldaris, what are your favorite wineries in the Okanagan? Wow. I'm going to pause to take a little sip here. This is great. You guys are coming in fast and furious. I wonder if I can change. You know, when we do these regular with a guest, I can never keep up between interviewing the guest and seeing all your comments. I'm wondering if there's a way to show all comments. I have not discovered that. I get 4 or 5 max at a time and then they go. I'm just wondering. I don't see a way. Okay. Favorite Okanagan. Blue Mountain. Last week, Rick, I don't know if you were online, but we interviewed Summerhill Pyramid Winery. Great organic, vegetarian, vegan-friendly wines. Sam says the Naramata Bench in the Okanagan is one of the premium wine areas in BC. It's located just east and north of Penticton. 30 wineries, such a small area. Lots of different conditions, so they do a wide range of different wines. Barb, you're in Antigonish. No wineries. You know, Barb, my mom went back to finish her degrees in education when I was 9, and we lived at St. Vex, and we lived a year there. And that's where I really took on my passion for Highland dancing. So I remember Antigonish fondly. Dancing lessons all the time. The girls did dancing, the boys did hockey. Tickets are on sale now for I4C, for the International Cool Climate Chardonnay Festival. Lori is turning the interview on the tables here. What is my favorite memorable wine experience? So many. I always remember that first one, that first glass of wine that made me think, I need to know how to describe this. And it's in my first book, but when I had a Brunello, which is quite a wine to start with, but it was at a local Italian restaurant, and I thought, wow, this is different. Because I never liked beer. I never liked spirits. I didn't drink at all till I got out of graduate school. So I'm in my mid to late 20s, and alcohol was not part of my life at all. I came from a good Nova Scotia family where they liked beer and whiskey, but those tastes and aromas just did not do anything for me. So it was that first Brunello at a small Italian restaurant in Toronto when we lived there. And I thought, I need to know how to talk about this. I need to know what to say, how to describe this so I can get it again. I remember that one. That's for sure. That kicked it all off. And then there's been lots more since then. Noel Cruz. Hello, Noel. Where are you logging in from? Any favorite wine or wineries in Prince Edward County? So many, Noel. So Norm Hardy, Rose Hall Run. I always start with those two because they really stand out for me. But there's lots more. So I'm trying to, there's small ones, right? What's that one I was trying that was not, he's not on sale. There's so many that are not in the LCBO. And so I buy them privately. But they're not the wines I'm reviewing constantly from the LCBO, so they're less on the tip of the tongue. I would like to know from others, who are your favorite wines? Lighthall, is that Prince Edward County, Lighthall? And then there's Hinterland. Lise, I felt that wait a minute now. I felt that too, and you sparked my desire to learn. Aw, thanks, Lise. I'm glad I did that for you. Lori says, what is your least memorable wine experience? Asking you the questions you usually ask the guests. Yes, Lori. So least would be baby duck and a screeching sugar headache. So I tried baby duck, my first experience of alcohol. My mom's on the line tonight. Happy Mother's Day, Mother. That was my first experience with alcohol in high school, and I never went back to it. It's almost good that it was a horrendous experience. My best friend was Paula. She had a bottle of Baby Duck, this syrupy, sweet, sparkling Canadian wine. Ugh. And it was like, I had that, and it felt fun. And then I had some more, and it felt more fun. And then it was like no fun in the morning. No fun at all. My head hurt. Rick says, if money was not a factor, which wine would you buy? All the time, every time, Domaine Romani Conti, Burgundian Pinot Noir. That's another memorable experience. So I'm fortunate in that I am not just me. I bring all my readers when I visit a winery. That's how I get the access that I get. It's not about me. But I was fortunate to go and have a private tour and tasting with Aubert de Villaine, who is the winemaker for Domaine Romani Conti. The bottles sell for, $500-$600 or more when they're released. He took me down to the wine library, and he said, turn around. I turned around. He pulls a bottle off the cobwebby shelves, and he said, okay, taste this. I said, oh, it's beautiful. Tasting. What year? I was like, oh, no. Anyway, I asked him a series of questions, probably 3 or 4. I was still a baby wine writer, but I ended up getting it. I saw all the years marked in chalk on the shelves, and I kind of knew where he was standing, but I could not see the exact vintage. But I had a range, and I got it. It was a 1956. Anyway, we were friends forever, new respect. No more nouveau gauche wine writer. Anyway, I'll remember that forever. Noel, you are in Markham, Ontario. Awesome. Lise, I love Stanners a lot as well from Prince Edward County. So Standards is another one to look for. Stephen Andrews, Elk Cove Pinot Noir Oregon is a good value. I keep saying Oregon. I have been corrected in Sunday Sipper Clubs past. Oregon. They know you're not from Oregon if you say it like Oregon. Oregon. Okay. Another sip, if I may. I don't have slides to divert to tonight. Okay, Lee's Baby Duck was made in a factory in Niagara where Cave Spring is. Hey, that's cool. So, for those of you who have not ever visited Cave Spring Winery in Niagara, beautiful wines, Riesling, master of Riesling, great Chardonnays, even Pinot Noir. But they have this whole setup. So they have the winery, they have a beautiful restaurant, gorgeous, and then they have the Vintners Inn. And so what Lee's is referring to is that in the inn, there used to be, I guess, a factory where the Baby Duck was made. So I would say that's a renovation in the right direction. Get rid of the Baby Duck factory. Oh, anyway, so what else have you discovered recently? Piotr Panik. Wine for asparagus, green and white cooked. You're looking for a wine pairing. First, Peter. I'm pronouncing it phonetically, but I think it's Peter. Where are you logging in from, and what's in your glass? So asparagus is known as a wine stalker or wine killer. Asparagus has cynarin, like artichoke, which makes everything taste sweeter afterwards. It also has mercaptans, natural compounds, both of them, but the latter, mercaptans, can give food or drink a rubbery taste. So these are really, really tough foods on wine. For both green and white asparagus, you need for me, my personal opinion, you need a bone-dry white wine. Sauvignon Blanc is the bomb, as Lee's would say. So you want something bone-dry because if it starts to taste a little sweeter, it's still dry. Sauvignon Blanc I've described in the past as like salad in a glass, liquid salad. It has aromas of asparagus, canned peas, and so on. Some would call that or chalk it up to compounds called pyrazines. Don't want to get too technical, but they can mimic those flavors. But I think when you've got an echo from your glass to your plate, something good can happen in your mouth. Maybe I should quote myself on that. When you've got an echo from your glass to your plate, something good can happen in your mouth. So, Peter, I would suggest you look at bone-dry Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. Think Kim Crawford, Oyster Bay, or even bone-dry French Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire Valley would work too. Francis says, Black Prince Winery in Prince Edward County has their own cooper on site. So they make their own barrels with Canadian oak. Very interesting. That's an interesting winery to visit. Leaves. The leaves are out in Ottawa. I'm not quite getting that. Oh, yes, it's greening up. That's why I didn't shut the blinds tonight. So I've got unoptimized lighting. And also I'm wearing leaves. Lori, I know you're in Ottawa, Natalie. Any favorite restaurants with great lists, wine lists? Good questions, Lori. So, Lori, I want to hear from you too. But have you all heard about Stofa, S-T-O-F-A? That's the new restaurant that's opened in Westboro. And the chef used to be the sous chef at Atelier with Marc Lepine, who's won the gold plates and all kinds of competitions for being a chef. So now this young man, whose name escapes me, is got his own place, and it's pretty remarkable. There'll be 14 different ingredients on a plate, but it's composed, it works. The food is terrific. So I love Stofa. And then if we look at old standbys, Gezellig. In the last year or two, for me, Gezellig has transformed into a consistently great place for food. We also like Savoy. Right across the street, Savoy. They came under new management about a year or two ago, and their beef bourguignon is my definition of Sunday night dinner. Let's see, Riviera downtown on Spark Street. Elegant. You feel like you've flown long distance to another era of elegance and cocktails, and it's in this building that used to be a bank, and the ceilings are 50 feet high, and everyone is beautiful. It's just, the food is amazing. Get the mushrooms on toast. What else? What other restaurants? There are lots more. Mateo. If you know where Black Cat Cafe used to be on Preston Street, old stalwart, beautiful restaurant, but now it's been taken over by the folks who own Evo Greek Restaurant. They're a stone's throw from each other, but Mateo, sit at the bar. Beautiful, modern Greek food. Modern, like as in, like Wellington Gastropub, another favorite. All right, I can name more as they come up from memory. Rick Delderis, name some wineries. Wow, I'm getting quizzed. I like it. Name some wineries you like in California, Oregon, and Washington. Any wine trips planned to the West Coast? You know, you really are reminding me, everybody, how much of a hermit I am. I love to write, and so anything that takes me away from writing, including travel, it's just I resist. I know my best stories come from when I am in the place and talking to the winemaker and following that winemaker. But still, the craft of writing is what I love the most, so I like being home. So, favorite wineries. Let's see. So I'm a big fan of Pinot Noir. When I drink for pleasure, well, I've got rosé tonight to celebrate the season, but my favorite wines are always Pinot Noir with good acidity. So I do love Old World Burgundian Pinot Noir, as long as it's reasonably affordable. So there's all kinds there and it depends what vintage, and they have many tiers. But let me go back to your question. So you're talking about West Coast, California, Washington, and Oregon. So in California, I love Miramar's. A lot of these are joint ventures with Burgundian companies that produce these exquisite, cool climate Pinot Noirs, like from Sonoma and maybe Monterey counties. So like La Crema, some of their high-end Pinot Noir I love. Etude, the study, Etude. Carnero's Pinot Noir, Flowers. I'm always looking for cool climate when it comes to California Pinot. But also Santa Barbara has some beautiful, like Hitching Post. Love that. I'm losing the comments again. I'm going to keep coming back and answering your question. Peter says, Tokai 6 petunias, very sweet. What is recommended temperature? Once is 4, the other time is 12 Celsius. Okay. So anything that's sweet, you want to chill so that it doesn't taste flabby or mostly flabby, but also too cloyingly sweet. Remember that chilling gives lift and refreshment to sweet wines, even to red wines. In the summer, at least in this hemisphere, we're heading into summer, red wine served warm just tastes like alcohol. And that's not the point, is it? Hedonism is the point. So aromas, flavors, and so on. So you want to make sure that your reds, your sweets, your whites are chilled to a certain degree that gives them that aromatic and refreshing lift. So again, pardon me if I'm doing partial answers because I'm going back to the comments here. Good question, Linda says of Rick. Stephen Andrews, what rosé? Yes, Whispering Angel. The overpriced, I don't know if it's overpriced if you like the quality. It's $30 rosé from France by Sacha Lachine, I believe, rockstar winemaker. Beautiful, dried herbs, so bone dry. Delicate, small, wild field strawberries, but not sweet, right? The wine is not sweet, but it's just that makes my mouth water. Linda adores La Crema. I think it's La Crema, not La Crema. Pinot Noir. Peter, Burgundy wines are extra. Yes, the drinker should grow up to grow up to drink it. I need 10 years for that. We'll see you in 10 years, Peter. Lori, La Crema is one of my favorite too. They're making some beautiful Pinot in Oregon too now. Yes, they are, Lori. Good point. Rick, enjoyed for dinner last night the 2014 Testa Rossa Gary's Vineyard Pinot Noir, Santa Lucia Highlands, California. Awesome. Region. Okay, region for this rosé. I think it's southern France. I'm pretty sure, I believe it's Provence. I need to look. It's pretty light. It's pretty pale. But the brand is so big on it. Whispering Angel. I didn't look closely. I just picked up a bunch of rosés the other day. This one, I have to say, the one I like more than this, that just came out in the LCBO, is the, is it Chateau or Domaine? I think it's Chateau d'Aquaria, like D''Aquueria from Tavel. Look for rosés from Tavel because they're made from usually Syrah or Grenache grapes, and it's the first run juice. So they're, they call it the Saignee, Saignee. This is the spelling show, by the way. This is not the wine show anymore. Saignee, meaning bleeding, meaning the first run juice is bled off. There's no blood involved. So you get that fresh juice with all the flavor and interest and complexity of red wine without the heaviness of the alcohol, oak, tannin, etc. Tavel only makes rosé. Provence only makes dry rosé. No sweet versions in Provence or Tavel. Thank you, Lori. It is Provence for Whispering Angel. Provence, cool. Love Tavel, bought that. Yes. Domaine Mabby or Moby? M-A-B-Y. Maybe? Mabby is another one that's really good from Tavel. What else have you guys tried lately? I've never talked so much in my life. Usually my guest takes over and I can wet my whistle. But this is fun. I get to focus on you guys. So we'll keep on. Oh, I need to announce last week's winner for 3 bottles of the vegan wines from Summerhill Pyramid. And I must say, when I tasted all 3 wines, I would have never guessed they were vegan. If there's any negative connotation with that, there shouldn't be. They were beautifully made, delicious. The Blanc de Blanc, the sparkling wine, is the bomb. I would save that for a special celebration. Lori Sweet says she loves the Trius Red. Stephen, okay, wait a minute. Linda says, Natalie, do you enjoy lakes from Finger Lakes? And wines from Finger Lakes. Yes, but we hardly get them here, Linda. Linda, I think you were in the U.S. I'm in Ontario. We hardly get them here. I would love to have more. Stephen Andrews, Mencia from Spain. I've read more than I've heard pronounced, so that's why I get tripped up on the pronunciations. Or are they pronunciations? Rick Dalderis bought the 2007 Whispering Angel at Costco for $18.79. You got a deal, my friend. This was $29.95. Lori loves the Trius Red. Paul says, you so enjoy the occasional one-on-one with you. Aw, that's sweet. Excellent. Well, whenever I have a cancellation of a guest, this is what we'll do. It is just too late to book another guest, not fair to them to not prep properly. Because I do a test call. There's all kinds of things that go into this that you don't see, that you don't need to worry about. But yeah, we'll do this. The open mic night, ask me anything when we don't have a guest. Linda's in upstate New York. All right, I agree, Paul. This is fun picking your brain. Here it is. I shouldn't do that. You see my roots. Anyway, I'm loving this rosé. It's starting to warm up, though. It's been open too long on my desk here. Wine is such a pleasure. Whispering Angel in Alberta is $35. See? Ugh. Someone got it for... the comment just dropped off. Somebody bought it for Rick, I think, $18.95. I got it for $29.95. Marcia in Alberta is suffering The Wrath of Angels at $35. Lori, where else can people find you besides Facebook? Oh, I'm always on social media, Lori. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably the best place. I've got a newsletter. Lori's a plant, obviously. Thanks, Lori. So you guys can find me. Let's see, I do have a slide here. There we go. So all of these URLs point to all the different social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. If you type in my URL, it'll automatically go over to these social media platforms. And you can also find my 2 books in any bookstore: Red, White, and Drunk All Over, Unquenchable, A Tipsy Quest for the World's Best Bargain Wines. And I'm also teaching a course. I'm relaunching a new course in June. Well, it's a course I've done with 2 test groups, but this will be brand new and I think the best ever. I'm really excited about it. It's called The Quick Start to Get Wine Smart, the step-by-step process how to become the wine expert among your friends. And you get to work with me personally to really take your wine knowledge to the next level. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. That will be launching in June. All right, back to you guys. Let's see. Thank you, Stephen. I'm glad. That's very kind of you to say. Paul says, tell us about the glass you are using. Yeah, okay. So I am very marketing skeptic. So I've tried Riedel, and they definitely make a difference. From the sad, sorry golf ball glasses I've had in the past to Riedel, world of difference. Definitely a wine glass does make a difference. This, and I'm not on commission or anything, is a Zolto glass. Z-O-L-T-A or O? Zolto. I think it's Zolto. And I just love how thin and light it is. It's like less of a barrier between me and the wine. And it does everything Riedel does, except it's even lighter and slimmer. These are very, very easy to break. And this little puppy is like $80. I know, crazy. For me, it's a business expense. And I only have 2 of them, I think, of this. And then I have a large burgundy glass. But I just so love them. Like, I just find they work for me. I've tried different glasses along the years. So let's see. Lori would definitely like to hear more about the course. Lori, Barb, yes, the course is online. So guys, I'm going to be doing a webinar, like a how to taste wine webinar, that will give you a free masterclass and then details on the course. If you want to email me, if you want to be in touch directly, you can email me at natalie@nataliemaclean.com. I think my URL is at the bottom of this slide. So natalie@nataliemaclean.com, and just ask. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've had awesome feedback from previous students. So maybe I should do a Facebook Live about that, because yeah, you want to hear more about the course. I'll be going over the course. Yes, is the course online? Yes, it is, Barb. There's 5 modules, there's lots of videos, there's workbooks, there's tasting sheets, there's pairing templates. And then, I don't know if you've heard me mention though, after every Sunday Sipper Club here, I say I'm going over into my private Facebook group for a tasting with the Get Wine Smart course members. So I do that at 7, and we do a different tasting. Tonight we're doing Pinotage. But even if you can't make it, all the videos are archived, so you can watch them anytime. You can watch them with friends, you can watch them with date night, whatever you like to do. So it's all very flexible. That's what we're doing tonight. And then there's an archive, a video vault of lots of different theme tastings, pairings, different styles, different countries, and so on. It's a lot of fun. Okie dokie. Andrea says, Muscadet, that is. Not sure if that's a sentence fragment or if that's what you intended. Rick Dalderis, check out the 2016 Bonnie Doon Vineyard Vin Gris du Cigare. I love Bonnie Doon. Vingri. The cigar, the red, I love the red. Rick, do you know that in the past I've interviewed Randall Graham, who's the vintner, the winemaker, vintner? I will post a link here where you can see all past Sunday Sipper Clubs. I just did a total archive the other day. There's 79 of them. Holy smokes, who knew? So you can go back and find the one with Randall Graham. So I'll post that link. So guys, it's 1:45. I need a little time to set up for my private group for the course members. This has been a blast. I have loved this. I've been totally off script. If you're watching the replay, please feel free to comment. Oh, I need to pick a winner. And you know what? I'll for next week, the people who share this video, I will draw for a signed copy of both books, Red, White, and Drunk All Over and Unquenchable, a tipsy quest for the best bargain bottles. And I can sign it to you or to someone you want to gift the book to. Gift the books, one or both. So if you share this, I'm so off script. Here we go. That's how you share. I think you know. You can say why you're sharing, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be announcing the winner. What's the most interesting thing you heard tonight? All the rest of it. And I'll be heading over to our Get Wine Smart course tasting in a few minutes. Let's see. Paul and Patty have been here since day one. Thank you. That means the world to me. You guys are great. I love that. Christian, yes, thanks. Oh, Bill Mulney. Yeah, good suggestion, Stephen. Bill Munley from Stanford. Billy's Best Bottles. That would be fun. I heard he retired from wine writing, but let's see if we can get him on here. I do find that the writers often are fascinating interviews. They know how to spin a good sentence. So guys, the winner from last week of 3 bottles of Summerhill Pyramid wines, I don't think she's online tonight, but it's Colleen Kilty. Colleen Kilty. I believe she's in Ontario. Anyway, I'll be following up to let her know. And for those of you who share, I'll be announcing next week a winner of 2 signed books from moi to you. So that's it for me. Keep posting comments. I'll jump in and reply later. And you guys, enjoy your Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to everyone to whom it applies. And this has been fun. We should do this more often. I think I'll save it as a cancellation tactic because you never know. But we have it as a backup. So thanks, guys. I really treasure the time I spend with you and the comments and the warmth and the support. Take care. Good night.